What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Rich Nice back once again. So today we're back on the Jeep. We're going to go ahead and finish fixing the rest of it with the spark plugs and the coil packs. So again, first thing you have to do is take this cover off. Put that down. There should be like 7 bolts on the intake itself, but you'll have to take your cold air intake duct off that goes to your throttle body, and it's 2 8mm bolts, which is right here, and then over here, and then these 2 10mm bolts. You can get this out the way. There's a bunch of things on the harness that we're going to have to unplug. So, well, I will get this out and we'll go from there. So I picked this up from Home Depot. I think it was like $100. And this will just help me keep from having to run to the shop to get tools and everything else. So this will be part of the house garage. It's a 270-piece mechanic tool set. It has both 1/2 inch, 3/8 and 1/4 inch drives, along with all the sockets and wrenches and everything else that you may need. So let's put it to work for the first time. Alrighty. Everything's not where it's supposed to be, but again, it was brand new, so yeah, good times. So let's get to work. These are 10mm. Hi. Yeah, go ahead. I can edit this out.
Anders's Christmas list is on your keyboard. I looked up a couple of things.
Okay. All right. Also, underneath your intake, there's a plug right here. Just make sure you plug that. Get this out the way. Alright. So in here we have this plug we need to pull off that goes to your throttle body. There is a spot right here where it is it's one of those push clips that you have to pull off. Same thing with up here. You have to do this map sensor. That. There's another spot down here. Where it just goes into the side. That. And then you just follow this harness back. And it goes down there. And there will be a hose right here that needs to come off. And it should be it. And then this hose up here will have to come off. That hose right there. This hose here will have to come off also. That hose will come off. This one will have to come off like that. We will have to take this insulation back here off. And there should be some push clips right here. One more over here. All right, we also will have to take these 2 10mm bolts off of this bracket in order to get the intake off. And there's another bracket that's right here, along with one more bracket that'll be over on this side. So. All right, YouTube, so there are 7 bolts to hold your intake in. There's one here, there's one down in there. One of these hoses operated, there's one right there, underneath this hose. Down there, there's another one right here, in there. There's one all the way in the back there. And then there's one right there, and right there. So I will start getting these out and we'll go from there. All right, so when you start pulling these out, you can see they're really long. So I'll get the rest of these out. And these are, I believe, an 8mm. Let's make sure. Yeah, 8mm. So I'll get the rest of these out and we'll be back. All right, YouTube, we got the intake off finally. And I stuffed some paper towels down in the intake holes to make sure no foreign debris gets down in there. The coil packs are just like the coil packs we did earlier on that side, the passenger side. 10mm bolt, plug, pull them out. We're using E3Spark plugs. I went ahead and changed those since I had it out. Here's the part number for that. So we got all 6 of those done. Only thing we gotta do now is make sure when you're in here, you might as well change out your intake gaskets, and that's these little white or gray things. And just make sure you change those out. And we got some new ones right here. I got them from Amazon. I'll leave all the parts that I use on this in the description. So we'll get these taken out and changed out. Then our intake will be ready to go back on. For this bracket, I'm not sure if my camera died. I just used a screwdriver to pry this back, and I was able to free the intake without actually having to take this bracket off. I did loosen the bolt down here on the front side of it. I couldn't reach the back. That's the reason why I didn't take it off. So we just gotta go back and make sure we tighten that up. Other than that, this thing is ready to go back together. It's quick and, I won't say painless, but without filming, you probably could do this in about an hour. So let's get into it. All right, we got our new gaskets in. The old ones were gray, these are blue. Just make sure you pull your paper towels back out. You know, and leave that in there. Y'all didn't get to see, but this insulation just fits over this right here, just like that. Now we're ready to put our intake back on. There was one little wire clip that was back here in the back that was keeping it from coming off when I was taking it off. So we just got to make sure we put that back in there. All right, it is back in. So now we can just start plugging it back in. I will have to put it back inside this bracket right here. Then we'll be able to put some bolts on it and hold it in, all that good stuff. So more to follow. All right, don't forget your long bolts go up top. Your smaller bolts go along the sides, and there should be 7 of them. So there's 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1 in the back will make 7. So I will get those put back in and we'll go from there. All right, so in the event that you break your connector like I did right here, that goes to your coil pack, they do make a splice kit that you can get from Mopar. It's like 48 bucks. Here's the part number right here. You probably can get them on Amazon a little bit cheaper, but I needed it today. And basically inside the kit, it will come with a new connector. Here, these wires were not inside the connector. I actually had to push them in there, and the only way you can get them in there is that little red clip. You pull that up, you'll be able to slide the wires in. Once they click, you push this back down and it locks them in. Now, if you know that these wires right here are both blue, where these two are blue and looks like black with a white stripe, and blue with a either beige or something like that stripe, orange stripe. So we just got to remember when we put these new wires on that we splice the right wire with the right color. As you can see, it looks like the blue will be on the left and the black will be on the right. So we just got to make sure that when we put this back in, we put the black on the left, or excuse me, the black on the right and the blue on the left. So this wire is way too long, so we're going to trim it down some. It does come with some heat shrink and things like that, but we're not going to use that. We're going to use, as soon as I can find them, these instead. And basically you just shove the wire in, pull them up like this, shove the wire in, click it down, and then we'll wrap it with some tape. Make sure it's waterproof. That way if we need to get back in here, we can. So I will get these shortened, these wires. We'll put this connector on and go from there. All right, we have our connectors on. So what we'll do now is, to ensure that we put the right wire with the right connector, we'll go ahead and we'll plug our connector in. That way we'll know which wire goes where, and we'll use these connectors to make sure. So all right, I got the connectors connected, the wires spliced in. I use these, they're just a little bit easier than trying to put the wires together because they're a little bit short on that wiring harness. So what I've done is I've marked the black wire with black tape, so it just keeps us in line and it's easier to remember should you ever have to take this apart, which wire is which. And I kept the blue wire blue. So as you can see, I got it plugged in right there. So we're good to go. So I'll put these two little bolts on this fuel rail bracket, or excuse me, AC bracket, and we should be good to go. Ready to start her up. We also got to put our intake hose back on. But other than that, G to G. So I'll do that and we'll be back. All right, once you get everything back, don't forget to plug your mass airflow sensor in on the bottom of your intake. Don't forget to put your insulation that's underneath the cover back here, the cover itself. And last but not least, the negative terminal of the battery. So do that, tighten that down, and that job will be complete. So if you have any questions, comments, just leave them down below. And that is a wrap.